going up at a couple different locations at the second and third bases. We have 7 Zealots coming out here for a little bit of push. Got scouted out by a Zergling, which is very, very important. And they are just speed upgraded now, too. So they can go either place. Now they're going to move across the map towards the high ground. We'll see if they go to the natural expansion or if they go to the third. Right now, both places are at risk. Evolution Chamber going down at the natural expansion to make more of a wall. And we'll see what Stork decides to do. This is actually really nice for Stork because he can put pressure on either location. And YellOw doesn't know. Looks like he's going to go to the natural expansion first. See that there's a really solid wall there. Then he's going to go to the third. A couple sunken colonies there. Some good drone micros. Some Zerglings popping out at the proper time would allow him to defend there as well. It looks like Stork's not even going to bother going down there to the bottom right and not even going to play with that expansion. And I assume that he didn't lose any Corsairs to those Scourge. We didn't actually see that, but I assume that they didn't die. Trying to take his mineral only right now. Looks like he's trying to warp in a couple cannons as well. They should be up in time to defend this. 3 cannons being warped in, and Zealots coming back to actually kill this Zergling that was being a little bit of a nuisance. We finally got some High Templar around now. I doubt they have Storm at this point quite yet, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It doesn't look like YellOw really is looking to make a push before Storm would really be able to complete here. We got 4 High Templars here, actually. That's going to be a lot of Storm shortly, as soon as the research and the energy for the High Templars allowed to build up. Looks like we got some more Scourge being spawned. We got some Queen's Nest. We're going to see a Hive Tech here, and I really, really like the early Hive Tech on this map. I really, really do. Cracklings are just so good on this map, just using the map to fly around to all the different expansions and really make it difficult for Protoss to get a 4th base, harassing that top left base coming down and harassing the mineral only if your opponent tries to defend the wrong area here. And it looks like Stork is just content right now to just build up. We see a few more gateways coming up. It's like 4 or 5 more gateways warping in, upgrades probably going down, and he's just going to try and build up a force right now. And maybe to even take a 4th. I don't know what's at the top left. I don't know who's got stuff at the top left. Probably not Stork. This would be pretty dangerous for him to try and expand right now. I gotta think that that's an Overlord or something for YellOw. Probably him up there. And we got another sunken colony going to the bottom right. So this is going to be a pretty defensive posture right now from YellOw. He's got some lurkers out as well. We'll see if he's going to use those aggressively or defensively. That's the question right now. It looks like they're going to be a little bit aggressive here. We are moving across the map towards Stork's high ground, and Stork sees this now. The lurkers and the Zerglings meeting those Zealots, and Stork is going to have to retreat to his cannons until those High Templar, until he's comfortable to use those High Templars and storm all of these lurkers. Those lurkers are asking to be stormed though. Here comes one High Templar. Will get the storm off in time. Wow, nice play there by YellOw, actually able to unburrow that lurker and run it away. He knew exactly where Stork was going to place that storm. Very nice play there by YellOw, actually. Very, very nice. And now YellOw's going to have a little bit of a contain here. Looks like he's got 4 or 5 lurkers along with some Zerglings. Shouldn't be too difficult for Stork to push out, really, if he really wanted to. If he really committed to it, I think he could break out with get some Dragoons out right now. Probably researching range right now on Dragoons. And some well-timed storms should be able to get rid of those lurkers pretty easily. But this is more time for YellOw, to solidify. He's got his mineral only up and running now. It looks like he's got a lot of drones, actually. Just looking at his drone count, he's got a ton of drones. Yikes. And he's getting his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th hatchery, I think. That's his 7th or 8th hatchery. Pretty ridiculous here. Double upgrades going up for Stork as well. He's got that robo going. He's going to need to get those observers out to make dealing with those lurkers obviously easier, getting some more gateways. This is going to become a pretty big army battle pretty soon here. We haven't had any big engagements yet in the early stages of this game, so we should be getting some larger mid-game armies, which is always fun to watch. See how these 2 players can handle some large armies. Now, YellOw isn't usually known for his versus Protoss play. He is a versus Terran specialist, but he's looking pretty good so far in this game. Stork actually pushing out here with that first observer, and some very nice play there with his Zealots, able to surround those lurkers extremely quickly. A lot of damage Zealots, but still effectively breaking that contain. I don't think he even lost a single unit there. Very, very nicely done. Sending a probe with this group as well to the top left, because he is going to take this expansion, but he's trying to hide the presence of that probe right now. Doesn't want it to get picked off by those Zerglings. Doesn't want YellOw to even necessarily know about it any sooner than he has to. Although there is an Overlord up there, so I don't think he's going to be able to catch Yarnak too much by surprise. Yeah, there it is. Just sitting up there. And some more Zerglings down here, just trying to be harassive. They might try to pick off a High Templar or two if they are able to dart in there and really pick them off. And that's exactly what they're going to do, picking off one. Storm going down. Actually, a pretty solid Storm. Actually caught almost all those Zerglings. Did some damage to his own Zealots, but overall was pretty solid here. Got some more Zerglings coming to the top left, coming around that top set of ramps. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can harass this base from multiple entry points, and it's hard sometimes for a Protoss to really defend against it. And using some Zerglings as a distraction here. In the middle of the map, Stork might do a little bit of push out here. We've got a pretty solid Storm there, catching some more Zerglings again, but Zerglings able to sneak in there and pick off another one of the High Templars, which is really, really important for Yarnak to do, is to keep picking off these High Templars and really limit their numbers. If he can limit their numbers pretty effectively, his Lurker defense at his high ground will be all the more effective. He's also taking that 6 o'clock base, and I think Stork knows about it. I assume Stork sees it, and he can take that down in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even take much effort at all. Looks like he's actually going to ignore it for now and is going to head to the bottom right using the lower ramp. And I'm not exactly sure if Yarnak has enough to defend here. I think Stork could actually do a ton of damage just looking at it. Yarnak doesn't know that this is coming. His overlords aren't seeing this at all. There he goes. He's got some lurkers in there, but Stork definitely has enough forces here to take this down. A couple well-placed storms could easily destroy all those Zerglings, and it looks like Stork is turning a... No, Stork is turning around. Stork is going to retreat. He is not going to push this expansion. I think that's a little bit of a mistake from Stork. He's got a military advantage right now. When he